Julie have done a lot. She bought 6 rentals through my network in a mere 2 years. But in Buffalo, I could also she can help endorsing my network. Laura had purchased a couple of properties years and years ago. You've been with my network all these years, so thank you for coming back. Julie, you might want to say something about your experience and what have you done, lessons learned, what you did right, what you did wrong.
I met Seewing back in January 2021. We live in Pasadena. My husband and I, we knew we wanted to invest. We did not have California money to invest. The thing that caught my attention when he did the seminar is when he said that you could invest inside of your retirement account. And that's where most of our significant money was. Of course, I had to do more research and get more information. I think we started working with him 2 months later in March. We got both of our IRAs were with a broker. We got those transferred over into self-directed IRAs with a company called Intrust. The trustee is Intrust up in the Bay Area. The transition to get the funds over was smooth, just like any other transfer. If you're transferring from D of A to Merrill Lynch or whoever, same process. Once the funds are there, and then Seewing, based on our goals and what we were trying to accomplish, we were looking for cash flow. We stuck mainly in the Niagara Falls area, up in upstate New York. Property values were low and cash flow was high. And that's what we're looking for, cash flow, because I'm already retired. My husband is probably about, 5 or 6, 7 years away from retirement. So we're looking for ways to really supplement and offset his income. And so we bought the first one in my IRA. I was the guinea pig. And it was Seewing. One thing about Seewing, he really worked with me, ran the numbers with me, showed me this program. He'll probably talk a little bit more about it, called Property Tracker. That's how I learned how to run the pro formas to see if it was a good deal or not a good deal. Then I would run it by him, or he would reach out on occasion and say, look at the property on this list. We finally found the first one. I'll never forget the address of my first one. I had all the information. The money was in place. Everything was ready to go, but I was supposed to pull the trigger. And Seewing is just like, pull the trigger, just get it. So I did it. As a researcher, so I looked up all the information that he was telling me about. I think the first thing I did was go to the IRS website to see if that was actually something you can do, which it obviously is. And Interest was amazing. They are the trustees, so the IRA owns the property. You just run the paperwork through them. Interest, they cross the T's and dot the I's. They don't miss a thing. They are responsive. When it comes to money, you want to make sure your money is in the right hands. They were very responsive. It's almost like I was their only client, which I know I'm not, obviously. But if I sent an email with a question, I would get an almost immediate response back. And I did like that because I was new. I didn't know what I was doing. And then the team that we're working with up in the Buffalo, Niagara Falls area, they were amazing. They are a family business. I am partial to that. I grew up in a family business, so there's that family connection thing. And we really became like family to them. We worked with the father and the sons and the daughter all run the business. And we worked with the same young man, Caleb, and we got so tight, even though we never met each other. We got so tight. He knew what I was looking for and I knew what I wanted. And we just really were in sync. And so with him, after we closed that first one, we bought 5 more. We put a duplex actually in my husband's retirement. The next 4 properties we leveraged through Wells Fargo. They were very good. I know I've heard a lot of negative press about Wells Fargo. So far, it's all worked out good for me. The team that we worked with at Wells Fargo was top notch. They were just on it, had a very efficient team. We're asking for information before I can even get it or find it. It was a really good experience. Now, like I said, I don't like people dragging their feet when it comes to my money. It just worked out really well. Everything was seamless. It sounds like, oh, it's so easy. It can't be true. But it really was seamless. And I did have some financial background, so I understood like IRAs and things like that. But I had never actually bought a property on my own. So we were brand new. And so it was a great experience. I'm looking forward. We got our 6, and that's where we maxed out for right now. But we're looking to save those rental incomes, and the rent comes like clockwork, and no complaints. My job was done. Once we closed the escrow, my job was done.
You've done great in a short periods of time. You've done great. Well, probably even in Buffalo, Niagara Falls, in the past few years, you're probably appreciated double digits. Some of the properties have appreciated triple digits, and your rental income has increased as well. People are not giving the respect on Midwest properties, but if you're surrounding yourself with the right turnkey provider, like the one we have in Buffalo, they do a great job. They have been around for 30 years. They do a good job in their market. Who would have figured?
I've never been to New York, so that was not a place I was looking to invest, but the numbers worked out for what we could do. Everybody has a different goal. So that's what it worked out for us. And it's really helping us amplify our retirement so that we'll be in a place to retire well. New York is tenant
Right.
friendly.
That's the only drawback, right? Sometimes the vacancies are like 2 or 3 months or even 4 months before you can kick the tenant out. That's the only drawback. I have a number of investors that purchased Buffalo Niagara Falls in the past 4 years. Most were happy.
Yeah, we started buying in 2021. 3 of them had people in them while we were going through the escrow, and then 3 of them did not. But they were rented very quickly. And that's one thing, the property manager, they said that their property rent very quickly. And so they did. I've had one that's had an issue that it comes with the territory. People are people. But all the other properties, they're like clockwork. Like I said, 1 out of 6, I'm not too upset about that. Like I said, this is term for us. This is just the beginning. I look at it like a business. It takes several years before any new business starts to turn a profit. So I just look at it like a business. We're going to have these things forever. They're small loans, so we plan to pay them off fairly quickly. We're certainly not going to take 30 years to pay it off. I'll be like, 102 or something like that. But anyway, our goal is to get them paid off as fast as we can so we can net most of the cash flow on us.
You were in a good trajectory, Julie. Thank you for your faith in us.